Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in today. My name is Zonzi, and I am the host of the Showcase AMA series here on the Polygon Discord. Today, we have some special guests coming in from Dystopia and Penrose, and clearly, there's a lot of excitement for them because there is over 200 people in here right now. So, I'm super fired up about this. How are you guys doing today?
Great, how are you doing?
I'm great. Finally, market more healthy than usual. So
Very, very true.
Yeah.
First time in weeks. Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing
Glad to hear
amazing.
that.
Super fired up to have you guys here. It's a great honor and pleasure.
Thank you.
So, I always like to kick this off doing introductions. So, why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves? Tell us a bit about your backstory, what you were doing before you got into crypto, what you've been doing since you got into the space, and ultimately, like, what led to you getting involved with Dystopia and Penrose.
You want to start, Belbix? Stage is
yeah,
yours.
sure. So I will known as Belbix. My full name is pretty complex. Vsevolod Grigorovich. I totally doxed it. And I'm head of Teto and dev lead of Harvest Finance. And a few months ago, my team launched Dystopia. It is refactored version of Solidly. We fix it everything what we could fix and improve a lot tokenomic and all ideas. It is pretty successful even in bear market. We are sustainable and provide very good income for everyone. So
All right.
team
Should I?
team behind
Yeah,
team
okay, go
behind
ahead.
Dystopia in the main from Teto.io, but also a few members from other projects. So now Simsal.
Awesome, awesome. Hello everyone, I'm Simsala. I'm the head of Sphere Finance. Um, yeah, what I did before that was actually work in multiple different DAOs, partake in governance, namely Metaverse Pro, Olympus DAO, and other projects like that. Now I have launched Sphere since then. Big, vibrant, amazing community on Polygon. Over 30,000 holders. Very, very strong community. And yeah, we have built the Penrose to the Dystopia. We are the aggregator, and we are the ones who improve Dystopia to retail investors and make sure that everyone can actually harvest the power of say DEX. And yeah, we bring VE33 to another level, and I'm very, very proud to have launched such a beautiful product with the Teto team. And yeah, awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's great to meet both of you. Is there anyone else who wanted to do an introduction? I know there's Gods in the Making and Lilo, if you guys are here right now. Oh well. Anyways, thank you so much for introducing yourselves.
Anyway,
told you
I
they're
can
shy.
introduce Gordon Megan. He is a business developer of Teto.io and some other projects. Of course, biz dev of Dystopia, and he's connecting all guys on behind the skin. I'm just a developer, just engineer.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And Lilo is our co-marketing chief who does, all the Twitter posts for Dystopia, for Penrose, for Sphere, for all our social media channels. Lilo's doing our posts and all that good stuff. Lilo simply has no perms to speak. That's why he can speak. But it's fine. Lalo, you shouldn't be speaking anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I definitely granted her 2 different roles that have speaker permissions, and Victor is also saying he doesn't have permissions. Is he just trolling, or should I be granting him them?
No, he's part of our team. But it's fine. I guess it's if too many speak, it would be too crowded, especially so many people in here.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay. Cool. So let's jump into what is dystopia? Like, what inspired it? What's its value proposition?
I can tell.
Perfect.
When I saw how launched solidly on Phantom, I was very surprised about some technical decisions, and obviously it was a little bit buggy, and the launch was tokenomic was not so um, good adjusted for market conditions and everything else. For V33 idea, it was just huge emission on the launch, and without any adjusting in the um, um, after the few weeks after that. So the biggest change what we made it is token mission fixes. We made a lot of research, simulate different scenarios, and we found a balance between attractiveness for users and not harm token price. So in this balance, in general, Dystopia will always have attractive IPR and a good price for the DIST token. And it was just one of the many fixes what we made. And as you can see, on this week we started to show bribes IPR. It's very important. I made a lot of work for subgraph improvements for show this data, and now it is clear how the conception is working. When somebody vote for a pool, he will have this IPR from bribes, and it will attract more emission in this pool. It will attract more liquidity. More liquidity attract more volume, more fees, and fees generate more bribes, and more bribes generate more attract more voters. And it is like, do you know, natural selection. Pools with good KPI, with good volume, good income for the platform, get more votes naturally. And the whole system balance it with time to generate as much as possible profit for users, for view holders, for everyone. And it is fully automatic system. All contracts immutable. We launched it once and we cannot change anything. It is totally it is 100% security when you launch contracts, and nobody can touch this. Even governance or any multi-signature, we cannot change it. It is very important to understand. And this system is programmatically it programmed to generate profit in any circumstances. Doesn't matter 1 million under control, 100 million, it will generate very good yield for everyone, for liquidity providers, for V holders, for bribes, for platforms who interest in liquidity. It is totally win-win. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Simsa, your part.
Thank you. Yeah, so as Belbix has beautifully described how dystopia works, right? The more you vote, the more you generate, the more the more you vote for one pair, the more it gets attractive to the user, the more people deposit, the more people deposit, the deeper the liquidity. The deeper the liquidity, the more swaps comes through that, the more the volume, and the more the volume, the more you generate from voting, right? Like you also earn for voting for the pair that has a high volume. Therefore, we have this a positive feedback loop, where the APR, as Belbix has described, is very, attractive simply because, if a pool has a lot of votes, it becomes attractive to deposit into it. And even, after months of launches now, I think we launched, end of May. Now we are at end of July, and sitting very comfortably in terms of returns to the liquidity providers as well as, the ones who vote. Now, the next thing is, of course, Penrose. What is Penrose? Penrose is an aggregator built on top of Dystopia. Penrose optimizes the yields for the user. So Dystopia is already very, very powerful as is, correct? Like we said, when you vote for a pair, it gets high returns. The higher the returns, the more people deposit into it, and adds and attracts liquidity, right? And now the DIS token is a very powerful token. It's not just a farm token, right? Like, and a lot of different normal DEXs is all the emissions are going to be collected from the DEX fees, and then they buy back the DEX token and just redistribute that. With Dystopia, you get these bribes. You get the DEX the RP native token, right? Like if you vote for a pair and then you go back and you can claim your rewards, which are actually adjusted to to what you, for example, voted for, right? Or for what you have deposited into. So with Penrose, we actually optimize that. Also, there is a big thing, where the issue is that a lot of users don't want to lock in themselves for 4 years. What does Penrose do here? It comes as a middleman, and instead of saying, hey, everyone has to lock in themselves for 4 years, we're gonna take that burden on ourselves. We're gonna lock ourselves in for 4 years. But you bring us this liquidity, and we'll manage it for you. We'll optimize it further for you. Now, with on top of Penrose, you don't only earn DIST emissions, but you also earn PEN emissions. PEN is the protocol native token, and with PEN, you can lock it in and vote for your own pair, earn from the PEN emissions, earn from the DIST emissions. You can also lock your DIST for PEN DIST, which helps the protocol. In this example, Penrose grow over time, correct? Because the more you have voting rights over a protocol, the more you can influence the protocol as you may see fit. And through Penrose, now you have Penrose is currently the biggest holder of Dystopia in total, holding I think over 15 million DIST now. So for you to vote over Dystopia in a very efficient way as a late starter, so to speak, you can deposit your liquidity into Penrose, earn the optimized emissions and the higher emissions, and vote for for Dystopia and earn even improved emissions over Dystopia itself. Which helps Dystopia for having more liquidity and helps Penrose, right, grow. So yeah, it's washing hands here, helping each other to build this entire ecosystem, which has been very, very nice to see. We also had recently introduced a new partner into the Dystopia Penrose ecosystem with TUSD, where we also have seen already with the span of a day over $560,000 in liquidity joining our ecosystem, and more protocols joining soon to leverage in the BE33 economics.
Oh, I add a bit to speech. In few words, Penrose makes simple all complex, simplify all complexity for earn income because
Yeah.
it could be pretty complex figuring out how it works, what is V infinity, what is correct period of lock time, how much need log to V infinity for boost my uh, uh, don't worry, just deposit in Penrose and enjoy your profit.
That's true. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
retail friendly. Yeah.
directly usage of Dystopia, it is more for whales who can manage it themselves. And understand what they're doing. It is for protocols, for big players, and for retail. Penrose is very good uh, to use.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's even though this is like really complicated, it also makes a lot of sense. You know, because projects are incentivized to accumulate the tokens so that their pools will get the best yield for their community members. So I really like how you described it as a um, positive feedback loop. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, totally. It's a, positive feedback loop in a sense. So yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, I've totally forgot to say, uh, th- the biggest NFT holder at the launch was Polygon DAO, and it is still, I guess, the second biggest holder after Penrose. And uh, Polygon DAO um, control mission for the core pools. It is pools for increase um, health of the whole ecosystem, for Polygon, for community, for keep um, all necessary things inside Dystopia. Um, and I think with time, part of bribes from their entity will go to some grants for other projects. Still open question, but with time, it will accumulate pretty good amount for um, somehow distribute. It is up to Polygon DAO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a community-driven DEX after all, right? At the very beginning, it was 10 million, then 11 million DIS tokens that has been distributed to the Polygon DAO. The Polygon DAO is simply, very obvious, right? The DAO of Polygon. Where also, Balbix, Sam, Mark Zella, Hamza Khan, the head of DeFi of Polygon, and I are in the multisig. And we simply vote for the pairs that bring the most volume and the most value to the Polygon ecosystem with our DEX. And we, govern, like Babik said, the core pools. So effectively, we try to make the most volume pairs always be attractive and take our voting rights. And every week we strategize within the DAO on which pairs should be incentivized with more emissions so that the DEX keeps driving and thriving inside of the Polygon ecosystem. So yeah.
Yes, correct.
That's cool. I didn't
It
know
is
that.
already was very successful on after Terra collapse. We adjusted votes from Polygon DAO very successfully. It bring a lot of volume into Dystopia. KPI increased by 50%. I guess.
Um, so you guys have actually like answered a lot of the questions that I do have. You did such a thorough and in-depth explanation of both protocols. I'm wondering if we want to just go ahead and jump into doing a showcase.
Or thing, are you gonna stream or should someone else stream? Or you wanna just showcase, the app in itself?
Normally the guest does a screen
course.
share.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Kinda shy to show my screen. No, I'm just kidding. 1 sec. Okay, Belbex, I will show Dystopia. That's all. My screen, so I can switch over. So you can actually see. So whoever is also in the stream inside of my stream, please share your screen as well, so that other people can actually watch your stream. Weaver, Belbex, please share share your Discord, my screen. Lilo, I was about to say that. Lilo, share your screen, please, so that other people. Alan, if you can, Ultra. Oh no, you guys can't, right? Oh shoot.
I can't show my screen right now for security reasons. It needs some preparations.
Okay. Okay, no worries.
Yeah, so I could probably.
Yeah, please do,
do that.
because I think like there is a hard limit at 50 people
Okay.
that can spectate at the same time.
Yeah, this is the first time we've ever had over 50 people, so pretty exciting.
Yeah, could you give permissions to Weaver as well? He's in the chat. He could also share.
Okay, I'll give him permissions.
I see your screen. I guess not all.
No, it's because there's a limit. Like we're over 200 people, 300 people. So technically, we would need 6 different live streams at the same time.
Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna give Austin Clark permissions as well if he doesn't mind streaming this. That'd be great.
Weaver as well, please.
Done.
So, Weaver, do your thing.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Totally. Okay. All right. Awesome. 4 people now. The rest suck it. No, just kidding. We send it to more.
It is really decentralized sharing.
Awesome. I'm just gonna showcase a little bit. Here's I'm actually showcasing here it from the Polygon DAO multi-sig. So you can see here, for example, we have at the very start of the page, you can see Wmatic dist. You can simply swap here. You see a lot of different tokens, like dist, frax, right? FXS, Insurer, Code, My, Matic, Pen, G, Fear, Estimatic, Sin, Teto, Tetuchi. So you can see a lot of these different tokens similarly to any other DEX, and you can, of course, swap to, let's say, from Wmatic to USDC. You can change to the slippage as you may see fit, and swap. Then you have here the liquidity. You can see the current deposits. You can see the total pool amount. So you can here in the USDC Frax pool, you see that the APR is currently at 5%, and you see that the total pool amount is 1.7 million, and you can click on manage and add liquidity in here. The next thing is, of course, the vesting. You can see here the first NFT and the third NFT, which is locked in for 4 years. The Polygon DAO has committed to always lock for as long as possible and vote for the longest period of times that we can show here. Of course, you can see here the create lock. Let's say you have some disks, you can put in here 100 disks, and you can also see here that 100 disks would give you 0.48 VE disk voting power. So even if you would lock every, for 4 years straight for one week, you would only have like 0.48. If you lock in for 1 month, though, you would have 2.05 VE disk. For 1 year, you would have 25 VE disk. And if you lock in for 4 years, you would have 100 disk converted to 100 VE disk, which would represent 100% of your voting power. So the longer you upfront commit into locking, the higher the votes that you get, and the higher the votes that the more votes that you get, the more rewards you get from voting, right? Because the quantity counts. And as you can see here, we can see here that the Polygon DAO has voted, for example, for Wmatic USDC, for Wmatic dist. You can see here Wmatic USDT, Wmatic USD Plus, USD plus USDC, WMatic, WETH pairs, and you can actually see also that we technically could also go into the minus, so you can also vote against the pair. So let's say you don't like a protocol, right? What happens is you can also counter vote them, and let's say they get a 1%, and you can actually say, okay, screw you guys, I'm gonna vote against you, and then it goes to 0%. So yeah.
That's really
No worries.
exciting. I didn't know about that. That's a really neat
Yeah.
competitive aspect to this.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think V tokenomics is such a cool feature of everything. Do you mind just like giving a quick breakdown of what V tokenomics is for the audience members who might not understand?
Of course. So VE means vote escrow, and this is here, right? When you vest, create lock, or in this case, I would say, vest escrow. And like I said, you commit into locking the protocol on token. That helps the protocol, of course, maintain its liquidity when you don't sell the token. And how do we make sure to, that you don't sell the token is by giving you an incentive into locking, right? So when you lock into the protocol, you get incentives. Which incentives are they? It's the voting here, where you can vote for the pair. Why VE33? Because 33 is a meme came out from Olympus, and it's the prisoner's dilemma, right? When everyone, like, let me give an example. 2 prisoners, right? They got both a verdict, right? And there's a scenario. If one snitches the other, one gets to go out for free, and the other one, instead of sitting both are sitting for 1 year in the prison, right? That is the verdict. But if one snitches on the other, one gets 2 years prison time, and the other one gets out. If both snitch each other, both get 2 years. But if no one snitches on each other, both get only 1 year. So the idea is that if everyone works together, and that is the 3-3 system, then the DEX actually yields way more rewards, right? Because as we have said, the more people lock their DIS token and vote for certain pairs, the higher the inflow comes, right? As you can see here, the APR, right? Like 44% on WMatic USDC, because as we have launched, and this is also pretty unique, is that Dystopia and Penrose have launched together in synergy, and people from the very beginning have understood how the concept works, instead of compared to, let's say, Curve and Convex, where people still had to learn why they should use Convex. Our community was very educated in directly using both products in synergy, and that is why we can actually leverage so much yield to our users, right? So this is the beauty of VE33. In simple terms, you lock in your protocol token, you vote for your own pair or the pair with high volume, you earn from that pair from the high volume. And that actually goes hand in hand with the next topic. You can see here, of course, you see WMatic frags, the bribes. When you earn bribes, you can earn and claim them, right? So these are like rewards that you get for, voting for these pairs. You can even see that your position here is 0, but you are still earning from them because you've been voting for these pairs. Awesome. The next thing is not everyone is whitelisted into all of this. It's via a whitelist system. So effectively, you have to have enough VE-DIST tokens or the VE-DIST NFT to actually get your token whitelisted on the DEX, and to create a gauge where people can do effectively everything that you can see here with the voting rights. It's like it's not like on normal DEXs where everyone can just deploy liquidity and do everything as they may see fit. We have a sort of VIP list, right? Where you need enough VE-DIST here and to be able and to be eligible to get your token on our DEX. And that is why do we do that, is because of course how VE33 works, we only want to have high quality tokens in our entire ecosystem, because the higher the quality of our emissions and the pairs that we have on Dystopia, the higher the incentives and the rewards are effectively to our users, right? The next and the last step is simply a migration page. We know it's painstaking sometimes for users to migrate their liquidity from XYZ DEX towards Dystopia. We are currently supporting 3 DEXs to be converted towards Dystopia, namely SushiSwap, QuickSwap, and I can pronounce the last one always. I call it Dyphon. And you can simply choose one out of the three. Select the token pair, let's say, QuickSwap, and then you can Wmatic USDC, check pair, and then you can take out, your Wmatic USDC QuickSwap pool, approve, and then convert that into Dystopia directly. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Let me open Penrose website. So as you can see here, currently holding 15.5 million dist. Thank you everyone who has been part of the Penrose team. We are on the first spot, guys. No one can do anything to us anymore. Currently also TVL of 13 million. So, we actually are optimizing a lot of liquidity from Dystopia towards Penrose. You can see here that, of course, you can stake. You can click here on Get Tokens. What Get Tokens does is direct you towards the Dystopia page. When you have certain, when you have liquidity, you can come and deposit and stake it in here, right? Like you can approve first, and then you deposit and stake, and then you have the claim button where you can, of course, claim your rewards after a certain period of time. Now we also have dist and pendist. What this does is, with dist, you have dist, what you can do is approve, convert, and stake it. So effectively, you give the protocol, in this case, Penrose, your dist, and you get in return pendist. Pendist can still be traded on Dystopia for dist, but you cannot unlock dist again from the pendist. You know what I mean? Like you can't unwrap it like Matic and Wrapmatic. Why is that? Because the dist, like I said, is getting locked indefinitely inside of Penrose, inside of the Dystopia gauge, so that we can leverage our voting power with Penrose, right? With Pendist, you also earn pen and dist rewards, which you can then either, relock and earn even more, because currently the APR is at 450%, which is bonkers. Even after 2 months to say, to have such high yield. And yeah, this comes to the last topic, last but not least. No, not even the last. So of course you also have pen, and what you can do with pen is you can lock your pen, and you also earn 190% APR, as you can see here, from the pen emissions. And what does that do? What is the point of pen? Of course, is you can use your pen on the Penrose platform to actually vote for gauges on Dystopia. So Penrose also becomes a proxy where you can literally vote on the website for your pairs on Dystopia. Usually other protocols tend to have something like Snapshot, where you have to vote and then they manually enter that. With us, it's completely, everything is like Belbeck said, everything is immutable and everything is trustless. So, voting goes to the contract and no one can come in between that. Not the Penrose team, nor the Dystopia team, nor the governance, nor Elon Musk. No one can come and put something in between. So you can vote here. And why do we choose pen as a token to vote with? Simple, because your dist is locked inside of the Penrose NFT, which then is being utilized by everyone's cumulative votes to actually vote on Dystopia. With Penrose, of course, you earn 0.5. Let's say you would earn 1 dist. On Dystopia, you would earn 0.75 dist and 0.75 pen, effectively giving you 1.5, instead of 1 in return. You can see here that the APR is high and boosted because of how our system works. Instead of you locking in yourself for 1 year, a week, or 3 months, or whatever, you can simply lock in here for 16 weeks, and Penrose has 4 years of power inside of it, so it can actually capture way more emissions and distribute it back to its holders. And that's how the system works. If you're a retail, even if you're a whale who's a bit lazy, you can just deposit into Penrose and enjoy high yields through Penrose. Also very effective to see is that Dystopia has 17 million in TVL and Penrose has 13 million. So that, as you can see, a lot of people take this to heart and say, hey, we're depositing into Penrose and enjoy the optimized yields. Awesome. One more
you
thing
guys
is
clearly have such a strong community. It's really exciting.
We have the best. There's no one even like there is no community even remotely close. And I'm not just saying that because it's my community. It's facts. It's facts. Like you can go around and look left and right, especially in a bear market. You don't see like 300 people joining in in an
Yeah,
AMA,
definitely. So many
you
people
know,
have just
stuff like that.
got up and
Yeah,
left because of the
literally.
bear market, and you guys are still got
Totally.
it going strong. It's super great to see. One thing I just want
Yeah.
to get a bit
Awesome.
of
Yeah.
clarification on is with the voting system. Like I know with
Totally.
other
On
protocols
Penrose
such
or on
as
Dystopia?
Cheetah, they have like the seasons. How does do
Yeah.
you have like
Yeah. Yeah.
seasons, or how does that work?
Every Wednesday we every Wednesday the votes get pulled through, and at at midnight UTC time the votes then for the week start, right? Like Wednesday is always vote day effectively, right? And starting from Thursday on to Wednesday the votes are registered and the protocol gives out its emissions considering that. There was one thing that I wanted to speak about. I literally forgot.
Yeah, sorry, I
Oh
cut you
no.
off, but
No, no
thank you
worries.
for
No, no
clarifying
worries.
that.
No, no worries. No worries.
You're a
Ah,
great
shit.
speaker.
Maybe I'll remember in a second. Awesome. As you can see here, we have we had our peak at 28 million. Now we're sitting comfortably at 17 million, and we are growing again after the market cascaded, and people have been not knowing what to do. Now people can slowly see the power of BE33. They have been skeptical about the high IPR, and now they can see, oh shoot, it works. BE33 is a superior model, and people are joining and enjoying, especially the yields here, as you can see. Also, we have started to pick up on volume again. We are currently in a trend where we keep earning more and more volume, which is very nice to see as well. And you can see that Repmatic, USDC, of course, our partners, USD Plus, ETH, True USD came in yesterday, pretty strong, I would say, $160,000 and liquidity deposited. Sphere Finance also sitting quite strong with $275,000 dollars deposited. You can also see here the volume, the liquidity, sorted by liquidity, and you can see that, for example, Matic is a very strong pair. You can check on the info of our page. Okay, I want to vote. Next week is vote day, right? You can click here, volume 7 days, and you can see, oh, Matic USDC is quite high in volume. So effectively what that means is you vote for that pair because, like I said, it gives you, the volume is high and you earn on the volume. So it's only, the most logical thing to vote for high volume pairs or pairs where you have deposited liquidity in to earn more. And this is how the beauty of it works. Yeah. Awesome. I literally wanted to say something, but it skipped my mind. And yeah. Any questions?
Hey guys, so if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the text channel for this voice channel, or alternatively, there's a text channel 2 channels up from this one called voice chat. You can also drop them in, and I'll read them out to Simsala.
Awesome. One more thing, just a little alpha for everyone. I guess, we gotta celebrate that we're on the Polygon Discord, right? Everyone would like to hear that. Is that in the coming weeks, if the market relieves, we are actually working with some of the Polygon team to make Penrose and Dystopia quite attractive, even more than it is already. So, be excited for that.
I can drop some alpha too.
Don't drop too much.
Oh yeah, we love hearing some alpha. That'd be great.
We are working under big update on our swap routing, and Dystopia will be like 1 inch. User will be able to swap through all liquidity on all Polygon from all DEXs on Polygon. Yes.
No, you spread too much alpha, man. That was too much. Yeah, so effectively, even if Dystopia currently does not have enough liquidity, let's say for whatever reason, right? Because everyone sits here knows Dystopia will have hundreds of billions of liquidity in the coming time. But let's say for whatever reason there's not enough liquidity, what happens is you can actually have we are building on Dystopia a feature where you can literally swap as an aggregator through every pound, every DEX. So it's not only going to be through Dystopia in itself, which is already massive and very, very optimized. Even if you have a pair that is not on Dystopia in the future, you can even trade that for Dystopia and enjoy optimized yield returns even more. So as you can see here, disable multi-hop, or you can click on it and then it will hop through different things. Hey, give me some dist and some medic. As
I
you can
just
see, yeah,
wanted to say that we're still working on improvements, and our goal is make Dystopia the best DEX with best user experience.
yeah,
You should just enjoy on every moment on this solution and this the app.
yeah. The journey is still very like at the very beginning. Yeah. So yeah, this is upcoming soon. Enjoying, swapping like the best return, like the best swaps on all of Polygon will be through us. So yeah, and we're excited. Babik stole the spotlight. I wanted to push this as as I know an AMA, but she just dropped it here. But yeah,
No,
enjoy.
this is
Yeah,
fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that alpha. Austin Clark is wanting me to ask you if you will be working with Polygon
he's
in.
trolling.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm like reading this question, like, jeez.
Yeah.
Um, well, one thing I think would be great to ask you would be, since you're such a prominent individual in the space, and you clearly have a ton of development experience, what would your advice be for people currently navigating the bear market? Like, what's the navigating the bear market been like for you guys? And, what would your advice be for both, like, in retail investors and builders alike?
You want me to take this, Belbix?
Your guys, always understand what you're doing. Check
Yeah.
check
R-
projects.
research,
Yeah,
very much research. Don't throw money. It's a bear market. You're
yeah.
thinking a protocol goes minus, I don't know, 60%. It doesn't mean it can't go another minus 60%. Make sure, if there's a protocol you support or a token you support or anything, it's good. DCA, don't put any emotions into this. Have a plan how to join, how to exit. Don't just FOMO. Especially in a bear market, even if you see the market pumping the past weeks, as you have seen, we are still like, if you look at the entire world, it's still, bearish sentiment everywhere, right? So please make sure, to always do not overinvest, invest emotionless, make sure to only invest what you are affording to lose. Do your research, read the docs, see if there's like any similarities. You can literally copy paste the text, right? Like you can Google certain parts of the docs, for example, and see if another protocol has the same text. Then okay, this protocol probably is just a fork without really a true vision. And yeah, do your own research, right? And yeah, totally. Also for builders, yeah, I totally forgot for builders. This is builder season, guys. Fear and Teto, we are building so much. It's unreal. Like we are building so much, also so many different complex solutions that will also aid Dystopia and Penrose in the future and make this foundation even bigger. It's gonna make Polygon very, very massive with what we are building. And of course, every builder should be building right now and not lose the motivation, because let's look at Aave, for example. Last bear market, they were at like 7 million TVL, and they in the bull market they hit 12 billion, right? Like if you have a product that you know it's gonna be a banger, make sure to build and continue building. Don't lose your motivation just because the numbers are down right now. Build now and rest easy later when the bull market comes and you see, everything, being pretty nice. I don't know how many have been here since the last bear market, but bear market happened. The last one I remember, right? Thanks to COVID, was bear market, and then next day you wake up, it's bull market again. So you never know what happens. And just keep building, don't lose motivation. Many people left, many builders left. At first it was very loud, I would say, in the entire community. You would see everyone building new products, new things, and after Terra's collapse, I messaged different devs, hello, do you want to build? Hello, for 10 years, and no one responds. So I'm happy with the Teto team building vibrantly, and of course the Sphere team also building ungodly amounts of products that are coming. And as you can see, Dystopia getting upgrades. Penrose is gonna get some upgrades that I can't leak yet, and everything is going really well.
Yeah, building it is very important. If project exists and sustainable, and if team building new features and new products, success inevitable.
100%.
You will just it is synergy of everything.
Yeah, I totally agree. Builder season. That's why we didn't lose motivation, right? Like it's it's inevitable. Awesome. I see a lot of questions about zkEVM.
Yeah.
Should I address this? I think it's good that we have over 300 people.
If you'd like to, and I just want to say, like, that was some
course.
really solid advice. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate it. Yeah, okay. Let me talk about zkEVM. First of all, everyone knows by now, right? Like the Sphere and the Teto team is very closely with the Polygon team. We are building together. We get advice from the Polygon team. Hey, let's build this, build that. And of course, zkEVM is coming. I would be lying if I didn't know that it's coming. We knew that it's coming, and we're gonna be building on zkEVM all our different products. So Dystopia, Penrose, Teto, everything will be also partaking into zkEVM, and we will make sure that when people want to do anything on Polygon ZK, Polygon Hammers 2.0, they will see everything that they could do on current Polygon POS that they also can do on zkEVM. So yeah, we are building an entire financial suite for every chain that Polygon is going to launch. So yeah, no worries on that end. Also, one more thing for zkEVM, because a lot of people are confused why you pay with ETH, because it's how zk works or L2 works, and it's just very simple. Explanation is because all the different how does an L2 work? You have to imagine you're on a road, right? And you are sitting in a car, right? And that road is congested. So you're sitting in that car, and all the different cars around you are sitting and not moving. What is happening? You keep your car running because you move like little meters, and it drains your fuel, your gas. And that's why this congested road becomes so expensive. And this is how ETH is, right? ETH is very expensive when it's when it's bull season, for example, where you can see a transaction going through for $20 or so, and minting NFTs costs you $500 or so, tremendous amounts. And with zk, you have to imagine yourself being on a bus, right? And the more people are on that bus, the cheaper it becomes for you, because you all split the gas between each other evenly. So if it's 10 people in that bus, it's already 10 times cheaper. If it's 100 people on that bus, it's 100 times cheaper. It's 1,000 people on that bus, it's 1,000 times cheaper. And this is how zk works, right? zk off-chain collects a lot of transactions together and then sends it towards Ethereum. Ethereum validates that, and then the transactions get processed on Polygon ZK, effectively making it for everyone way cheaper to actually use the Ethereum chain without directly using it, but by using an L2 that is built on top of Ethereum. Effectively, the L2s have the security, and Ethereum and for example, Bitcoin are the most secure blockchains out there, right? So with L2, you can enjoy that. Now, why is it ETH? Because ETH is the gas token of Ethereum. So instead of technically it could be possible to use Matic for an L2, but what would happen is, to pay the gas on Ethereum, Matic would need to be sold to ETH, and then use the transactions on ETH. But it's adding massive sale pressure to the Matic token, and how the elegant solution has been done is you can stake Matic to secure the network, right? So Matic's use case will be, as far as I know, is going to be securing the network, the L2 network, and with staking Matic, you earn ETH because ETH is the gas fee token, right? You pay with ETH, and you stake with Matic. So you stake with Matic and you earn ETH, and that's how it works. And because a lot of people are confused as to why ETH, it's simply because it's an L2 and it's building on top of Ethereum. So Ethereum's gas token is ETH. Yeah, very good analogy. Is ETH is the city and Polygon is the transit system.
Yeah,
Totally, yeah.
A perfect breakdown of everything.
Appreciate it.
So one thing you were mentioning was Teto, and I was just wondering if you wanted to dive a little bit more into, how Teto integrates into this system, and like maybe if there's any other key partnerships you want to highlight.
So the Teto team actually built Dystopia, right? So it's built by the Teto team. Teto is a very, very nice asset manager. I would say, not trying to downplay, but I think it's with the, I would say quality wise the best asset manager on currently in all of DeFi, and the team is very, very strong. The dev team of Teto, and they are building great products, and Dystopia is one of them. And yeah, hit us, Balbix.
Thanks for
No
thanks for
worries.
warm board. Thanks for warm words. Teto now building version 2. It is probably the biggest solution what I made. It will be huge, really. So
Yeah.
right now we yield aggregator closer to this conception, but with version 2 it will be really asset manager when with V model and with very interesting conceptions. I can't drop this alpha enough alpha for today.
Yeah, you got to do a little alpha policing. You guys have already dropped an incredible amount of alpha today.
Yeah, Teto V2 is gonna be amazing, but because Balbix dropped the alpha that I wanted to save for a few weeks, I won't drop any more alpha. That's it for today. But yeah,
It's
Teto
okay. It was
V2 is gonna be
plenty.
amazing.
Really appreciate all of it.
But
One
massive
thing
things are coming.
that someone asked was regarding just like the whole complexity of the ecosystem. Do you have like any plans in place to like, I don't know, make it simpler for retail investors, or make it, I don't know, simplify like the explanation of everything for them?
Yeah, very good question. Actually, Zonzi, I don't know if you know as much about everything that we're currently building, but there's a lot happening, and that's probably why they're asking, because Dystopia Penrose is like big chunks in a very big ecosystem that we're building with Teto, Sphere, and a few other projects. And we are currently sitting, and of course now thanks to it being a bear market, we can ship the products and fine tune them. So the goal next is to literally make something entirely new, like a solution where you can leverage the entire ecosystem. And we build a pretty good, system where you can see, let's say through a one pager, I want to do X, Y, Z, and with a small explanation as to what you can do where. That is going to come in the future, but this is something that is, very far in the future once most of our protocols, depth has been released, right? Like all the features, like the multi-swap, some Penrose adjustments, some Teto V2 coming out, and a few other things that we're working on. And once everything is sitting and you can actually, as a community, see the entire picture that the both dev teams, the Teto and Sphere dev teams currently see already and know about, once everything is out and it makes like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? And once that is done, we can actually simplify many, many routes to the users.
Yeah, that's good to hear because it is like pretty complicated, especially for a lot of users. So it's good to hear that you're doing something to, or have something in the works to simplify it and make it a lot more approachable. That's fantastic. Um, are there any other like plans for the future that you want to talk about, or do you want to talk about like where you see yourself in a year from now?
Good question. I have a very easy answer. In 1 year from now, everyone will be using our utility items. Everyone will use our products. That is that is my statement. In 1 year from today, you'll be seeing that the ecosystems that we have been built are like the dominant force in DeFi.
Yeah, that's a
About
fantastic
me,
goal.
it is hard to predict, but I'm sure we'll have the K will be huge. I can say it.
Yeah.
Uh, mm, we will connect Polygon with the K and Ethereum. Uh, we are focusing a lot on cross-chain solutions.
Totally. Yeah. Next year, we can sit down, Zonzi, and listen to this AMA, and once zk rolls out and everything that we have been building and preparing right now in this bear market, and recap. How's it called? Recapitulate? No, not recap.
Yeah,
You know,
recap. We can do a recap.
recap. Yeah, recap. We do a recap. Listen to this AMA and be like, dang, yeah, it happened. So yeah, that is what we see ourselves in the next year, or even in the next bull run, is actually leading the DeFi narrative. That's our goal.
I think it'd be really fun to catch up again sometime in the future and learn all about the new features and products that you guys have been rolling out. We got a question coming in from Dutchy. I don't know what he's asking. When is Bernie coming back? What is Bernie?
Yeah.
Is that a feature? Is that like a mascot? What's
Yeah.
Bernie?
Bernie, this is not a question about Dystopia Penrose. We will go off topic for a second here. In the Sphere, like our Sphere protocol system works, how it works is that our protocol is a deflationary token, right? And the bot that also takes like all the profits that we generate, right, through Dystopia Penrose and all the other strategies that we use, is actually being used to also burn our protocol native token, right? And we had a massive it was cyber war one, like the biggest war in our community. It was like split apart. There was team Fred, the superior team, and then team Bernie, right, the inferior team. And yeah, we had a vote, and Bernie won as the name of our bot that is burning. But the community is wrong, and that is why democracy doesn't work, right? Because it doesn't go the way I want it to go. And I wanted him to be called Fred. But Fred is making a comeback soon, and is tag teaming with Bernie on this. But yeah, just for you to understand, it's very abstract. It's a sphere thing with the community.
Oh, that's awesome. You guys have such a powerful culture. It makes sense why you have such a strong community. We are starting to run a little bit over the time frame, so I mean,
no
if it's
worries.
all right with Sim, if you guys want to just any last minute questions you want to get in quick before we wrap things up, drop them in the chat.
Yeah. Guys, Bernie is not superior or anything. Bernie is like, it's the cute little mascot, guys. Fred is a Chad. You can't compare that. Man, that's why, I can't lead a community if half of them chooses Bernie as a name, you know what I mean?
So yeah, you mentioned there's a bribe system on Dystopia. Is there, one of the questions we're getting right now, is there any plans for a bribe system on Locked Pen or Penrose?
So yeah, effectively how it works currently, and yeah, how it works right now is that Pandist holders or stakers earn the bribes on Dystopia as of now. I forgot. Now I remember this question. Whoever asked that, thank you so much. It came to my mind. A lot of people are looking at yesterday when TUSD got launched and had like high APR on Dystopia, and why it didn't have as high APR on Penrose, right? Like it was like, I don't know, 56 to 100% on Dystopia and like 4% on Penrose. Let me explain. We have a system that actually count as whales, right? Because there's a lot of whales coming in, farming and dumping everything, right? Which leaves the normal retail user at a loss. So what happens is that what we did is like a dripping system. So over the next days, you will see actually the APR going up and up and up, and it's like delayed like 7 days. You know what I mean? Like you get your rewards in a span of 7 days. So yeah, Pendist is earning the bribes, and yeah, why the APR is always for a new pool a little bit lower on Penrose is because it calculates today's APR, but it doesn't calculate the cumulative APR like in 7 days. And at day 7, you will see that the APR is higher on Penrose than on Dystopia. Finally, it was bothering me so much, it was bugging me that I forgot the question or what I wanted to say, but now I'm happy. Now I'm content.
Oh, that was the thing that you wanted to mention earlier. But it
Yeah,
slipped your
yeah,
mind.
yeah. Because a lot of
Perfect.
people are, yeah, a lot of people are like, why is the APR so low on Penrose at the very beginning? It's not because it's low, it's because we protect you, the normal stakers. And actually, you can see on our page when you deposit the tokens, you can see you must be staked at least 7 days to take advantage of the displayed APR. And you can see from yesterday to today, the APR went from 4% to 11%. So, you know, at day 7, you will be earning the entire amount, which is higher than, you know, for Dystopia. Awesome.
Cool. You definitely already touched on this a little bit, but Pandu is wondering what's the difference between voting on Dystopia and voting on Penrose, and for the bribes. Like, do you mind just doing a quick recap on that?
Yeah, effectively, right now, you can actually calculate that. How much pen do we have in circulation? How much pen is locked? How much disk do we have? How much does one pen, like how many disks are underlying the one pen? Right now, Penrose is more effective. You know, if you hold one pen, you dictate, I think, 2 disks right now. So, you know, you double your governance rates, if not more. And this is how it works, right? Like you can vote through Penrose as a proxy, right? For the retail investors. Or not, like I said, it's not only retail, but it makes it easy for retail. Let's put it that way. For the average Joe to vote with a high, you know, with a high voting power. You can literally vote with this, but it would be like a more proactive approach, and you would need to lock yourself in for 4 years. Unlike with Penrose, where you need to lock yourself in only for 16 weeks, right? And like I said, because there's something called the Matryoshka principle. It's like the Russian dolls, right? It's also on the docs.sphere.finance. We have an entire section in our docs explaining the Matryoshka principle. So if you're interested, you can read through the ideology and what black holing means and all that stuff. And effectively, it means that Penrose has a lot of voting rights over Dystopia, and you, the user, can leverage that by holding, you know, let's say Dystopia holds 51% over this. Sorry, Penrose holds 51% over Dystopia. So you need to hold 51% over Penrose to hold the 51% over Dystopia effectively. You see what I mean? So instead of having, let's say, 1 million through Penrose only has to hold 500,001. And if you want to hold majority stake over Penrose, you would only need to hold 250,001 effectively. You see what I mean? You save like twice the money going through Penrose, and this is how you vote, right? By leveraging the smaller doll from inside to move the bigger dolls. I hope that was kind of not too complicated again.
It's all right. It made sense to me. This will be on YouTube if anyone wants to watch it again. And
Awesome.
yeah, is there anything else you want to touch on that we haven't already before we wrap things up?
Did you wash your hands before the stream?
That's such an odd question. Of course I did.
Nice. Everyone, he did. He washed his hands.
So
Thank you so much.
Some of
It's a meme.
community
It's a like
joke?
I said. Yeah. We have everyone is like Sim. Are you like? It was before the first AMA that we had, like a very big AMA, and at the very beginning I just stopped the AMA because I had to stand up and wash my hands, and then it became like this meme inside of the community where the community now expects me to always ask the host or the guest, did you wash your hand, just to see what the response is. And that's why you can also see like in the chat the soap, right? It's our logo, and it says a soap because of the hand washing.
Jeez, you guys have so many unique memes. I love it. It's so great to see.
Appreciate it. Pure soap. Awesome.
It's funny.
Thanks so much, everybody, for coming out today.
Thank
We
you so
definitely
much.
broke a record here in the Polygon Discord for largest showcase AMA to date. So this has been surreal. Really love doing this. It was so much fun. Thank you so much, Sim, and everyone else on the Sphere, Dystopia, and Penrose teams. Love you guys. This has been amazing.
Thank you so much. Also, shout outs to the Teto team, of course.
Sorry, Teddy as well. Everybody.
No worries. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Make sure to not overinvest.
Thank you.
And see you in the next
It was
one.
awesome.
Keep your
It
hands
was
clean,
really nice.
everybody.
Amen. He understands. Awesome. Talk to you soon, guys. Have a good one.
All
Bye.
right, cheers, everybody. I hope you all have
Bye.
a great weekend.
Bye.